Hi, you're tuned in to Once a Falcon. This is the place where we celebrate the people of UT Permian Basin, alumni, faculty, staff, and even industry leaders who are pushing boundaries, lifting up communities, and proving what it means to be a Falcon.
Hello everybody, my name is George Payne. I'm the Director of Alumni Relations and Annual Giving here at UTPB, and I'm welcoming you to his new podcast called Once a Falcon. And today we get to interview our leader, President Sandra Woodley. President Woodley, how are you doing today?
Oh, great. Pleasure to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad to have you on. So, to start things off, what inspired you to take over as President of UT Permian Basin?
Well, I can't believe it's been 8 years. I've been the president here for 8 years, and it went by really fast. But, I was looking for a campus experience. I'd spent most of my career at the system offices, about 5 of them across the U.S., and I really wanted to be on a campus. And I knew UT Permian Basin because I was a vice chancellor in the UT system before I went to Louisiana, so I understood the charm of this place and the charm of the students. And, it's the kind of campus that I wanted to work on. The challenges that our students have are some of the same challenges that I had, making my way here. And I love working to solve their problems and to make them successful.
Yeah, I do remember. So my first year was, I believe, in 2016, fall of 2015. And so I came in as soon as you were just entering.
Right.
And I remember this place just being completely different from what it is today.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, when you look at UTPB today, what makes you the most proud?
Well, I think we've come a long way in every single area, and there are so many bright spots to our history over the past 8 years. Well, there's bright spots to our 50-year history.
Right.
Let's be fair. I think a lot of really amazing things have happened at this university. But over the past 8 years, I think we've seen a really intense focus on the success of our students, making sure that they have a good experience, making sure that they have what they need to be successful. I think the other thing I'm really proud of is the focus on the community. What does the community need in terms of what kind of graduates do they need for the economy here? We really focus to be responsive there, but also what sort of service can we provide, whether it's music, the Wagner Noel Performing Arts Center, what's going on at the Seed, with Small Business Development Center. There's so many opportunities that our university has to make a difference here, and I love seeing all the ways that we work.
Right, and one of my favorite statistics that I've seen recently is that we can draw 40% of the Permian Basin's jobs back to UT Permian Basin, and I think that's phenomenal.
Right, and if you look more broadly than that, and you look at the entire job creation, a quarter of all of the jobs in the entire Permian Basin, can be connected to one of our alumni. And I know this is what this podcast is about, or a business connected to the university. So you're right, we have a lot to be proud of.
And speaking of a lot to be proud of, I know that there's a lot going on campus right now. So what is one of the biggest things that's going on right now, one of the biggest initiatives that you're very excited to see or proud of going on right now?
Well, physically, if someone comes and looks at our campus, you're going to see a lot of construction.
Right.
We've had about $85 to $90 million that we're pouring into this place over the past 3 years. We have a couple of more years of construction. But, the Mesa building, our oldest building, is being completely renovated.
Yes, ma'am.
And students deserve these state-of-the-art classrooms that they're going to have. And our faculty and our staff deserve a place that is modern and bright and, inviting. And so the Mesa building is getting a facelift at 50, and she needed one. And so we're really happy to give her that. But if you look across the campus, our spaces in the quad, that our new entrance, new signage in and around the campus, I think these projects are important for the community to see the progress that the university is going through, but also important for growing enrollment. Students decide where they want to be after a few minutes on a campus. And so the quality of the space matters, and we're working on all of that.
Yes, with that being said, I remember my time as an orientation leader, and they're saying
sure.
is like, you guys are the front face of the university. Students will determine where they're going to come here based on their interactions, their first time on campus. And so, I completely agree. It's like upgrading all of these different areas, giving it more of a traditional feel and more of a lovely feel. It feels like a lot of students are going to enjoy it a lot more and connect more with the university.
Well, it matters. You need modern technology in your classrooms, and you need to be able to have an inviting space. On the other end of the initiatives, we also have a lot to be proud of. We're starting civil engineering this fall, for example, and we know that there's a huge shortage in engineering in the heart of the energy industry, and civil is, with all of the construction that's going on across the Permian Basin, there's a really big need for civil engineering. So we're going to add civil engineering to petroleum, electrical, chemical, mechanical, the engineering programs that we do have. So we're excited about that. I think we're also restructuring our academic colleges to provide more synergy between the disciplines. So engineering will now be coupled with the hard sciences. So chemistry will be in engineering, and computer science. A lot of connection between computer science and innovations around analytics for the energy industry. So making sure those are connected are really important. Physics, math, all of that will be connected to engineering. Geology will be connected to engineering. And so bringing those disciplines together with a new dean, I think is really exciting. But also on the healthcare side, biology, pre-med programs, psychology and counseling, those things will be in our new College of Health Sciences. We're looking for a new dean there now. But, a lot of growth in some of those academic areas. And the changes, I think, will be helpful.
Yeah, I can attest to the changes that have been going on. Like I said, been here since 2015, and I mean, it's surreal to see the changes that have gone on, both academically and physically, but also culturally. Yeah. And so, I mean, how would you describe the culture of UTPB from the moment that you started here 8 years ago to today?
Well, one of the things that we spent a lot of time on were the values of the university, kind-hearted, innovation. We like to say we start with yes. The answer's not always yes. But if you start with yes and try to find a way to do everything you can to smooth the pathway for a student and whatever problem that a student has, or faculty and staff, then you can go a long way. We work really hard on boring things that are important, like processes and technology. And when I first came, we were pushing a lot of paper. And it was students would suffer from what we would call the Falcon Shuffle. And while we still have a little bit of Falcon Shuffle, not nearly as much as we had before. So, part of the new construction will be this beautiful one-stop shop down here where all the services that a student needs are connected in one place. And we've invested in technology and connective technology that allows students to really navigate what they need a lot easier. We've worked on still not there, but working to get, automated degree plans, and so that all the advisors know what the degree plans are, and easier for students to register and find the classes that they need. So I'm proud of that because we really needed it. Yes. And while that is continues to be a work in progress, we've seen a lot of progress.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, I can also attest to that from working my time as I worked in financial aid and just trying to direct a student to advising that was up on the second floor and then all across the building is it was very tedious. Yeah. And trying to explain that, especially to parents. Their parents were fresh, there was their first kid in college, and so they just don't understand where it is that they need to go. And so, the extra mile service is also part of our values. Taking them directly there and just dropping them off, but also, like I said, having everything in one area, and it is a beautiful area, by the way.
About to open up. Yeah,
about to open up. So, I mean, if you guys have a chance, come on campus, take a tour, and we'd love to see you guys on campus and just take a tour of the brand new spaces, and it's awesome. And so, moving on to the next question is what is a favorite tradition or campus moment that has stuck with you since you've been here?
Well, my favorite time as university president is commencement. When we get together 3 times a year and watch those students walk across the stage, nothing's better than that. And we're one of the few institutions that never limit the number family members who come. Because, I mean, it's really fun to see these big, huge families come and watch. For many students, they're the first in their family. to get a university degree. And so we want to celebrate that. And, you know, I've learned to wear, I bought myself some luxury sneakers. Instead of wearing heels on those days, I learned the hard way.
Oof.
And so that my feet can make it through the many hours, but it's just my favorite opportunity to really look at the pride, you know, with the students and their families for that accomplishment.
Yeah. No, last commencement, I wore boots. Probably won't be doing the same thing again.
No, no, you know, you need some sneakers. And, you know, talk about traditions. Well, you know, many universities, most universities have, you know, the pomp and circumstance and, you know, a respectful, somber music on the way in and on the way out. And I'm not disparaging, but I don't love it. It is a celebration. So we have the pomp and circumstance when the students, you know, come in, but when they leave, we bring the drum line in.
Oh, yeah.
And they light it up.
Oh, yeah.
And so watching everyone dance and celebrate. The other thing that I changed in our tradition was we have never once in my entire 8 years had a commencement speaker. I've received 0 complaints about that. So we have no commencement speaker. It's a short ceremony focused almost exclusively on those graduates. We'll do a little video of an inspiring story of a student, but no commencement, and we're going to light it up. And you're going to be dancing on the way out.
Oh, I can attest to that. I've seen a lot of families dancing out, and like you mentioned, it's like they invite their entire family.
Oh, right.
And all their family is there, and it is a great celebration. If they can't even join in person, they have the online stream.
We live stream it.
That they can do.
Yeah.
And so and I think those are great changes that you've made to the graduation ceremony that everyone just enjoys. Because, I mean, I remember my high school graduation. It was like 4 hours.
It's too much.
Yeah, and it was primarily just
unnecessary.
Exactly. Motivational speeches. And it's like, okay.
Nobody cares.
Not really.
They want to see their kid graduate.
No. You look in the stands and everyone's phone is out most of the time. So I'm like, but at our graduations, everyone is paying attention, everyone is inspired, or everyone's in tears, one or the other.
Yeah.
And so I love that about our graduation. And so speaking of graduation, as we're coming up on ours, what advice would you give to a graduate who have joined or will be joining the alumni family?
Well, you know, we have so many great alumni and so many that we don't yet know about. You know, I think most universities are much older than 50. I mean, 50 is really young for a university. And really for the first number of years, we were upper division only. And so thank you, you know, for your work in pulling together the alumni community here. And this podcast is awesome. And all the many ways that we reach out to alumni. I would say, you know, stay informed, get involved. You know, we want you to know what's going on at the university. We want you to be proud of it. If you, you know, have an inclination or the means, we want you to support it. But not just financially. We want you to really support the growth of the university and take pride in it.
You heard it here first. Stay connected. That's what she's saying. Reach out to me. All right, well, I think that's all the time that we have today, but I like to do a little segment where we like to get to know our interviewees. So here's just a couple rapid fire questions for our listeners to be able to get to know you better.
Okay.
And so what is your favorite restaurant here in Midland, Odessa?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I would say probably Cork and Pig and Red Oak are 2 of my favorites.
Oh, I love those.
So
what is
good.
your favorite dish from there?
Well, I love the salmon at Cork and Pig and the coleslaw with peanuts in it. That's my favorite meal there.
There we go. I think I'm going to make myself hungry as well as our listeners. Are you a coffee or tea person?
Yes.
Both, okay.
But in the morning, I must have some coffee.
Must have coffee, understandable. Are you currently reading a book?
Oh gosh, I have several piled up. I don't, you know, I don't.
You just go through books pretty quickly?
And you know, I'm one of those weird people where I have books that I read, but I don't know if I could tell you the title. I just have them, and then I just kind of read through them, and or the author. I'm not really kind of persnickety about that. But
you're just more based on the content, though.
Yeah, I just like to, and I like biographies. I read a lot of biographies.
Ooh, I love biographies. Best places on campus that you go to clear your head?
Well, I do love the quad in the area right outside the library where we are right now.
Right.
I'm very excited about the new changes. We'll have a fire pit out there. We'll have a water feature. We'll have a beautiful 2-ton Falcon, so I will enjoy the quad even more when it is completed.
I think it would be a better breath of fresh air once we're able to see that.
Yes.
That's going to be phenomenal. And finally, what is one word that best describes UTPB in your eyes?
Oh, I think impactful.
Impactful. We love that. Well, you heard it here first. UTPB, impactful, and also stay connected. Again, my name is George F.A.N. Please get involved with the Falcon Alumni Network. Reach out to us at alumni@utpb.edu. And this has been Once a Falcon.